Welcome, brothers and sisters, to our Advent Bridge series, day 20. In today's reading, we hear Anna's prayer. You may remember that initially she was coming to the Lord and praying for a child because she was barren. And coming to the Lord in the temple, she poured her heart, her entire soul in front of the Lord, praying and requesting that He may listen to her prayer. And she identifies herself as the one who was in that spot praying for a child. Remembering her tragic past, now she understands, appreciates, and is filled with gratitude over the fact that her prayers were listened to, that God responded, because now she can see that when her prayer was offered with her entire heart, maybe not that day only, but before, she did not give up on praying, even though she was already past the childbearing age. Yet God listened to her. I wonder, how do we view and categorize our life prayer? Do we really think that someone listens to us on the other side? Do we think that God can be present and close to us, and as He hears the beating of our heart, His also ear is very close to the moving of our heart's intentions? That is something that we may be praying for an intention, maybe not even believing, sort of like Zachariah, Elizabeth's husband, who, although was a priest and performed the ministry in the temple of the Lord, when the angel appeared to him, he doubted. How about our prayers? Do we believe? Do we doubt? Are we uncertain? Well, here we need to concretely ask ourselves and also ask the Lord to strengthen our faith, to add to our faith, so that when we pray, these may not be only words, a lip service offered to the Lord, but filled with faith coming from our hearts. In the latter part of today's reading, Anna says something that can really surprise us, because she says, "Look, Lord, I promised that when you give me a male child, I will offer him to you. I will bring him back to you." That was her vow. She's faithful to the vow she had made. We may say, well, she had prayed under emotional distress and she's not really bound by the words that she had pronounced to the Lord. But look, Anna is faithful to the Lord. She promised and she keeps her word, because God granted her motherhood to be fertile, to bear fruit. Have you ever found yourself in a situation that you promised something to the Lord? For example, if I have more money, I will be more generous with those concrete people in my life. Or, when you, Lord, get for me that job or that house, then I definitely will stop worrying or being so much engrossed in other things, and I will dedicate more time to you. When we get our prayer listened to, the optics change. And maybe we may even forget about our promises. Again, we are only human beings. We are creatures. We spell out and voice our intentions in different state of our soul. Now, God listens to our prayers, and He's moved when we desire to fulfill our promise. He already knows how weak we are, how frail we are. I remember a mother sharing with me a story when she prayed very hard for her child's healing. Yes, I will be going to church. I will even go on a pilgrimage. Then, after her child had been miraculously healed, then it was hard for her to follow up and to be faithful to the words she had pronounced when her child was sick. Because at that stage, she needed God's grace to fulfill what she had promised. But even then, God still loves us. God still is present with us. Today, I would like us to reflect on these two elements. First one, if we believe that our prayers are listened to, that when we pray from the heart, lift our eyes to God, He welcomes what comes out from our heart. And the second point, how is our faithfulness in the relationship with the one who promises us heaven and earth, the one who promised eternity to a good thief, the one who made promise and never failed, because God is faithful although we are unfaithful. Maybe today we are called to stand in front of the Lord saying, look, so many times I was unfaithful to the promises I made, even certain offerings that I wanted to bring to you, I failed. I'm sorry, Lord. I didn't ask for your grace, but rather I trusted in my own strength. Please, Lord, come and rescue me. Brothers and sisters, God bless you as we continue our Advent Bridge series.